Hello and welcome to Audio Talk, where we discuss all things audio. I'm Sonia Larson, and I'm here with Kent Larson, who is our resident Danish audio, the resident Danish audio expert.
Resident Evil.
And today we want to talk about loudspeakers. Maybe you've wondered about how they work, or...
Maybe.
Let's just get into it.
Okay.
Kent, how does a loudspeaker work?
Okay. So a loudspeaker is like a converter between electrical energy and acoustic energy. And acoustic energy is like the movement of air. So that's, our eardrums are moving, and that's what we get as sound, inside of our heads. That's our experience, that's that sound, the movement of our eardrums.
Okay.
So a loudspeaker is the one that's moving the air. So, and it's doing that by this membrane, but yeah. Anyway,
Okay, so both the loudspeaker and our ears are moving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So this loudspeaker is getting electrical energy from what's called an amplifier, and then that moves this membrane, and this surface is what's pushing all the air molecules in the room, and those air molecules being moved, that creates, when it moves out, it will create pressure towards you, and when it moves back, it creates a vacuum.
Okay. And it's
with
doing
air.
that at a very high speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending on how quickly the speaker driver moves, it will have a certain tone. So like say 50 times per second that it moves in and out, like creates pressure and vacuum once. If it does that 50 times in a second, you have what's called a 50 hertz sound, which is deep, which is like moo.
Oh, that's your low frequency bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if it moves with like say 10,000 of those ins and outs, you have a 10 kilohertz or 10,000 hertz. With kilo, it just means thousand. So then you will have 10,000 hertz tone, which would be like really high. Like I can't even say it. It's like it's beyond what I'm able to produce, and very few women can get close to it.
Okay, so from 50 hertz all the way to 10,000 kilohertz.
Yeah.
That's the range that a speaker like this could do?
No, that's a really good question and leading into a really good subject.
Okay.
So the sonic range, which is our human hearing, is popularly speaking, we say 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz.
So
anyway.
the sonic range,
Yeah.
is that of the human ear, or what
Yes.
we can sing?
That's
Or
what
our
we
voice.
can hear. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we can hear.
The sonic
Yeah.
range
Well,
is what we can hear.
Right. But that goes primarily for a baby. Yeah.
Oh,
20.
someone with really good hearing.
Yeah, with excellent
Fresh out
hearing.
of the gate.
Fresh out of the the slimy oval. Yeah. Yeah.
So our hearing gets worse as we
Age
Okay.
in
so-
both ends, primarily the high are weakening. Yeah, as we age or damage, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, but if you're asking specifically to a driver like this, this speaker driver here, which is a woofer. This is an 8-inch woofer, and it will not really be able to do a good job beyond 2 kilohertz.
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's why you end up with more different sizes. You've probably seen a speaker where you see like several sizes of these speaker drivers. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the sonic range? What we can hear?
Uh huh.
What is that?
That is the 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That
Okay.
is, with an optimal ear, with the optimal ability.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
So-
some can hear beyond and underneath, beneath that range, but that's a rarity. That's somebody like beyond normal skills. Yeah.
Okay, so what does a loudspeaker produce?
Mm.
Is it all of that range or just mid-range or?
Mm. Yeah, so there'll be a variety. Some speakers go beyond that range because it's a very interesting question, particularly when you're talking about like if you really want to make like the ultimate speaker. Because what's funny is that so we can hear inside of that range, but actually the sounds that go beyond the range, that range will color, would kind of like create a timbre, towards the existing, the ones you can hear will be colored by the ones you can't hear. So because they're moving air, then they will still have an effect on the ones that you can hear, the ones you can't hear. And so you will kind of sense it. There's I keep turning this way, so here we go. Oh man. Oh yeah. So also because we're so much water, our bodies are so much water, we absorb this energy. Acoustic energy is being absorbed into us because we're like these big bags of water,
Yeah.
and so that gets absorbed, and that's and eventually actually some of it goes through our skeleton too, and up into a cranium, into a head again. That's called conductive hearing
Okay.
inside the body. So I mean, so that's so the range really goes beyond the sonic range, which many believes is if you made a speaker that's 20 to 20 kilohertz, that's all you can possibly do for a human being, and that's not entirely true.
Okay.
Right.
So how does the loudspeaker work?
Uh-huh. Who knows? No, it's magic. No, behold, a dynamic speaker, the most common of all. So I'll go through that one. There's a couple of other ones, but they are a very small sliver of the market.
Okay.
So, but the dynamic speaker driver consists of a membrane which is moving the air. There's a coil inside of this area here. There's connected to the membrane, and then there's a magnet here in the back, which is permanent. It's a north and south in one particular direction at all times.
Okay.
So, but this coil meaning when you have a wire, an insulated wire, meaning that there's a layer of plastic or wax or something, around it so that it can't conduct power to the sides.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you take that and do a bunch of rounds around something, and in this case here, it's like a tube, like a, you imagine rolling this around a toilet tube, a bathroom tissue. Roll, and you induce AC power, which is essentially what's coming from the amplifier. It's a little bit more complex than that, but you are dealing with an electrical signal. There is both positive and half the time negative. So it's like pulsating like that around a point of zero. And so what happens inside of the coil is that creates a magnetic field. So when the magnetic field is positive, the polarity of north and south will be in a certain direction. Once it goes negative, it will be the opposite way. So it will keep changing polarity, like. And so once you put that magnetic field up against a permanent magnetic field, you will have it shifting between attracting and pushing that magnetic field. And so you will get a mechanical movement from that. Like the permanent magnetic field will be standing still. It's being held by the chassis, the body. The basket is also called of the speaker. It's being held in one place. And now we put in this coil inside of that field and attach it to the membrane, which can move, you know,
Okay.
and that makes the movement of this dynamic driver.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the most common type of speaker, like 99% of the speakers out there. Then you have ribbon tweeters, which is almost the same. It's almost the same where you create the field with a film, but I mean, if you're interested in that, I don't want to like bore everybody with that because that is more rare. But it's a film where you're inducing the amplified signal to, and then that moves in accordance to a permanent magnetic field. Yeah.
Okay. Now, are loudspeakers the same thing as speakers?
Yes.
Is it the same? Okay, so it's
Synonymous.
just the same word.
Loudspeaker
Okay.
is the full name. Yeah.
The real term. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and my last question is, are loudspeakers analog or digital?
Aha. Yeah. So it's analog, for
Okay.
sure. If you say, "Oh, my speaker is digital," it's using optical or coax in. Well, that's because it's a active speaker, and an active speaker is more than a speaker. It's where you have built-in signal interface. You have amplifier in there, so they people call them speakers today, but that is kind of a stretch. Yeah, an active speaker is more than just a loudspeaker.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's got the amplifier in there.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So what's the opposite of what's the other one, the passive?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so-
so just the speaker with like tweeter, woofer, and all these things that you connect to an amplifier. That's a passive loudspeaker, yeah,
Okay.
today. But in the old before, you know, when all these terminologies were made, there was no active speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can a passive speaker, can it play music, or does it need to be connected to something else?
It needs to be connected
Okay.
to an amplifier and some kind of a device like a Bluetooth streamer, Wi-Fi streamer, CD player, cell phone, whatever.
Okay, and the
Yeah.
active speaker already has that already attached, so it can just plug into the wall and play.
Basically,
Basically.
some of them won't have the player inside. They'll just be amplified, and then you need to connect and some kind of device to it. And some has Bluetooth built in, and then you can connect through that. You know, but so it will have essentially more gear built in. But you can say, yeah. So an active speaker can have various degrees of functionality. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.